Hi everybody, welcome to Kate's Space. I am just going to do a really quick flip through of this little Christmas journal I worked on. It's basically a naked journal and someone wanted to purchase it, so I just wanted to add a few little more details to it, and then this is the flip through so that she can decide whether she still would like to purchase it or not, and also for my own record. I hope you enjoy looking through it with me. It's made out of an old Reader's Digest book which I covered with some digital prints from Heather at Ruby and Pearl, some very old sort of upholstery fabric, this old braid and trim, just to finish it off with the gold around the edges. This is something that was on one of my ballet costumes back in the day. Just checking that I'm in frame so that it can be seen. Right, so when we open it up, I have this beautiful digital print here with the little picture, which I love. I've printed this out here. As you can see, it's come out real pink on this cardstock. Now, what happened was I then made this flip with this beautiful glass glitter, and what's happened is that glass glitter is quite sharp, and I noticed it was scraping some of the ink off that image. So I thought, what am I going to do? So what I've done is I've made a pocket out of tracing paper. It's more like vellum actually, it's a really heavy tracing paper, and then I've used this beautiful dotted Swiss fabric to go over the top, and I've sewed it with the a zigzag on my machine with this lovely metallic gold thread, so you can still see the wee angel-y cherub poking through. And I wanted to keep this little inscription because that's part of what I loved about that piece of paper. Anyway, long story short, I've covered it up, I've made a pocket, and I'm not sure, I will probably pop something in there, some kind of tag maybe. And I've put this little crocheted star which was given to me by my lovely friend Barb. I think that's my last one. I've used them all. That was such a good little find, Barb, if you're watching this. And I've attached that just with a little gold safety pin. Now, the majority of things in this journal are removable because my idea around it would be for someone else to work in it and to turn it into something that they like. I did, however, do this flip with this old envelope, an old New Zealand stamp, and this little prayer card. And this opens up. I've clipped this little gold, I don't know what you would call it, medallion sort of thing. I've got lots of these. Actually, that's upside down. Let's put it around the right way. And that's can be used elsewhere in the journal, and any of these things can be unclipped and removed from the journal. There's some old book page here with some texture paste which got some gold paint in it on there, so I've just popped that in there to be used or not used, depending on. I'm having trouble getting that in. Right, okay, so that's the little flip. Over the page, this flips open, and that's I haven't covered over where the envelope flap is, but I've just put that there, and I've got this other piece of ledger that's got this embossed frame on it, and I'll probably just clip that. I was going to actually stick that down, but then I decided no, I'm trying to make this really just a naked, very basic journal to be decorated. There's a vintage postcard which I thought was really lovely in the snow. Bonne année. Might be New Year's, a New Year's card, but it's got that lovely snow scene, and actually there's a little bit of goldie on there. This is some old wallpaper, and tucked in here is a little bundle of things. First day of issue envelope with this beautiful stamp on the front, which is different to that one. Good. From 1962, and a couple of printables. This one here, which has got some old, I've put some old vintage sellotape on it, and there's a frame embossed into that one. And this old well, it's a printable of a check, which I've left that on there to fold over, so it could be wrapped around something like it is there. And an Edith Holden page with the ivy and the privet berries for December. So those all are included. Whoop. I might do it that way so you can see the red berries. And then the envelope that way. Yeah, so they just tuck in there. Actually, I might have to go that way. To be used in the journal or elsewhere. Some beautiful crocheted lace here. This little image, which has got some sellotape and is backed with some tea-dyed manila folder and just pinned in there. And under this flap is another piece, another digital image, and that's backed onto some very old book page. I think that actually might be the back of some book page from my December daily. Some pom-pom trim here, and another digital image. This is from Heather's Ruby and Pearls, one of her Christmas kits, and some very old book page on the back, because I love writing on that and I love how it looks. So that's just pinned here onto this manuscript page. A little tag that I've made, that's from one of Ruby and Pearl's things, and there's a little tuck here. That's something I will probably tuck something into. One of the little Rolodex cards that I altered with that stamp, that is the same stamp, 1962. And one of the old New Zealand checks, or part of one, and again that's got that frame embossed on it, so that can be used wherever. In this pocket that I've made, there's some stencil paste snowflakes. The signature strings have some beads hanging on them. I've not used this string to tie signatures before. It may be that it's a little bit stretchy, so it might need to be tightened. It's fine at this stage. It's not wobbly, but it's not wax linen thread, which is what I'm used to using. So here's just a little tag that I've made on a piece of very old book page, which is my Language of Flowers birthday book. And in here is another old postcard. And I can't read what year it's from, but it's super beautiful anyway, and I wanted to just make that little bundle all sort of go together in here. So heaps of space for creating and writing, sticking photos. I've just tucked this little angel in there, and on the back is some holly printed on the back. And beautiful images from Heather's kits. Some grid paper, and I've just attached this little bit of old crocheted lace. It's probably the last little bit from putting this on here. I've just attached it with a rusty safety pin, and then this folds under. This is beautiful. Apparently this is Edelweiss flowers, and this is a paper from Rachel at Roxy Creations. It's the Italian paper. What do they call it? Florentine paper. This is straw paper, also from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I stenciled a couple of little Christmas decorations, which, because it's wet, has sort of puckered the paper a little bit. I'll just show you there how it's a little bit puckered on that side. And now this is another little image that I've put that inscription on the back with these beautiful little birds in the pink blossom. And that folds out. In the middle here there's no beads. I've just tied it sort of like in a double bow. That can be changed. And this little tuck is it a check or an invoice? Maybe an invoice from September the 1st 1905, Latch and Son wholesalers. It's actually from the US. And this is a tag just made with Edith Holden page and that beautiful puffy gold paste that puffs up, mousse paste, and it's backed with a tea stained file folder or manila folder. And this is the last page. It's just, as you can see, this beautiful image in the snow. So that's the journal. There's room to grow, and all those things obviously will come out. I don't have a closure on this at this stage, so let me know if you would like one, Laura. If you'd like a closure on here, I can put eyelets front and back, and we can tie it closed, or I can just tie something around it. Yeah, so that's that little journal. I love this journal. I loved making it, and I'm going to now keep my eye open again for some more Reader's Digest, or I could use any book, I suppose, but I do like the size of this, and it's got not too many signatures in it, so yeah, it's got room to get fatter and to work in. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye!